Podcast. We just sit back and laugh and tell them top that. Competition is missing, you know they died. Yeah, they got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face, here live on YouTube and on all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my boy EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about the last week in the world of professional wrestling. How you doing, EJ?
Man, I can't complain, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Almost the weekend. Today's Galentine's Day. We're recording a couple of days late, but
Valentine's Day, whatever that is.
Hey, it's when the women get together and all the single women get together that don't need no man before Valentine's Day, and then they all turn them fucking big ass vibrators on tomorrow.
Another manufacturer made up commercialized holiday. Wouldn't that become a thing like the past 5 years or so?
What, Galentine's Day?
Yeah, like the past 5-8 years maybe, max.
Oh shit, I couldn't even call it. First time I heard about it was probably 1 or 2 years ago. I always thought it was just a joke. I didn't know it was a real thing.
It's not really a real thing, but it's that joke that actually becomes a real thing. Like, it's such a joke, people actually do it. Like,
well, my girlfriend went to her sister's Galentine's Day this past weekend. Even though her sister's married and she's got a boyfriend, and I think her sister-in-law was there who's married, the mom was there who's married, so really they're doing it wrong.
yeah, it's supposed to be for the single ladies. So. Hey, whatever makes the significant other happy, man.
Hey, I was fine with it. I went to the casino, went to go watch MLW.
Oh yeah, you went live?
Yeah, I went and saw MLW at Center Stage on Saturday.
How was it?
It was all right, man. I recognized a couple. I went by myself. I couldn't find anybody last minute to go with me. But it was all right. You know, your boy Matt Riddle was there, him and Tom Lawler. Tom Lawler does not need to be wrestling. He looks like such an old man.
I mean, that MMA wear and tear get to you, man.
I meant just like, it's hard to explain. You have to see him in person, but just like the way he stands, the way his like posture is, like. And speaking of old guy, you know who got old as hell?
Who's that?
Damn, I can't. So Undisputed Era. That was their name in NXT, right?
Yeah, Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish, my God in heaven. I didn't even recognize him. I was like, who's this old guy they got out here? And they put his name on the board. I was like, get the fuck out of here. He's all gray and yeah, he looked nothing like he did when he was in NXT. Apparently he was using some Just for Men like a motherfucker.
Hey man, I'm surprised like his buddies ain't vouched for him to try to get back into AEW. He's like the lone person out of the
Oh no, he went rogue as a motherfucker. He was like wanting to fight CM Punk, like shoot fight CM Punk while Punk was still in AEW. And then I could be making this up, but he did something. I want to think it was against Punk. I think he fought Punk. He got the GTS, and as soon as the pinfall happened, he jumped right back up and left the ring, like no-sold it. And I think that's what got him fired. I could be making all that up, but it was something to do with him no-selling something. And then when Punk and Jungle Boy had their little fallout, like he went all over social media, like, I'll beat that motherfucker's ass. Like he went crazy.
Hey, when keeping it real goes wrong, I mean, Punk ain't there no more. You could possibly have a little reunion. I'm sure he would probably take a haircut, but you know, you want to roll with his boys. They battling for the trios titles this past Wednesday.
He got a whole other crew in MLW. I couldn't name any of them. Your boy Dijak was there. Faye Jackson was there. Who else was there that I recognized?
You said Faye Jackson.
Yeah, Faye Jackson was there. Her and Boomaye. She had a whole little crew.
Faye Jackson.
Eric Bischoff was there. She was in there talking shit to Eric Bischoff in the ring.
Oh yeah, Eric Bischoff was there.
Yep.
Such a mark. Such a mark. He swear he's the best promoter ever. Is he actually contributing?
He's the commissioner.
Oh, he's commissioner.
He's commissioner MLW.
How many? You said center stage holds about 500, right?
Like 200.
200 people.
It was probably about 150 there. It wasn't as full as NXT, but it was pretty packed. And the people that were there knew every fucking wrestler that was there. Like, I'd be kind of like, okay, like just kind of sitting there, and they were doing chants. Like when music would hit, they knew these were fucking MLW hardcore people that were there.
And Riddle was the main event.
No.
Oh.
The world champion was the main event, but I left by then. I want to beat the traffic, you know. I got that old man shit. I'm gonna beat the traffic out of here. Y'all go ahead and watch that. I'm out.
Who is the MLW champion?
Shit, I don't know. By the time he got there, I was gone.
Snap. Is it what's my man's name? Black dude. Alex Kane and it. Alex Kane. He's a champ. Is he the champion?
Shit, I don't know. If he is, I didn't see him. I saw the open weight champion a couple times. Man, it was such a clusterfuck too. Like they had this big brawl, and it looked like some shit that was booked in my backyard when I was used to do backyard wrestling. Like so much shit didn't make sense. Even people in the crowd were like, "I don't understand what's happening right now." Like motherfuckers were fighting, and then they just stop fighting each other and walk off. In center stage, there's like these little stair exits right by the crowd, and that's where the wrestlers go when they get done wrestling instead of going back up the ramp. And they would like be punching each other, and then they just turn around and walk down the little stairs.
So Riddle is the champion. I guess he was in the main event though.
He's the world champion?
Yeah.
He did have a belt. I just didn't know what it was.
Won it back in January.
Ugh.
Against Kojima.
He's so like not fun to watch wrestle.
And he's been a champion for a while too. Oh, I mean, Kojima was the champion for a year, and then Riddle won it back in January. So
he's so like over the top with his like facial expressions and everything.
I guess it's whoever trained him. I don't even know who trained him.
Yeah. Also last week I went and watched AEW Dynamite down in Atlanta at, I can't remember the name of the fucking place, but so we had front row tickets in the riser section, but we were still on the floor. We were like literally on the floor. It only fit probably 2,000 people in there. If I had to say it, I'd call it a sellout. A lot of people in there.
It looked dope on TV.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's probably the best. I mean, we weren't front row. Sting was there again. This fucking guy.
I think he lives in. He must live in Atlanta. Every show you go to, he's there.
He was in Nashville too when they went. I think he's about to be the new fucking green shirt guy, where he just sits fucking middle hard cam dressed like Sting.
Yeah, he was at that Athens show you were at too. Yeah.
Yep.
Probably lives somewhere in the vicinity.
So check this out. When we were in Athens, they picked two people and had them pick a number between like 1 and 10 and gave away all in tickets. So I was like, I'm close enough. And Justin Roberts even said, like, does anybody got their all in tickets that doesn't want to go or that does want to go? And I was like, all right, here we go. He picked one guy over here. And I shit you not. He goes, who else isn't going that wants to go? And I was like, I want to fucking go. And I shit you not, he pointed in my direction. There's a guy sitting, my buddy Joey was sitting to my right, and There's another guy next to Joey. This dude, when he pointed over there, jumps straight out and runs in front of me and goes up there. And I'm like, I thought he was pointing at me. Paper, rock, scissors, I would have lost. So I'm glad this guy jumped out there because I wouldn't have won anyway because I would have always picked rock. And he ended up beating the other guy in paper, rock, scissors and got free tickets to All In. I don't know if it came with like airfare and hotel and all that. I didn't read all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, it probably didn't come with all that, but it's still free tickets.
I know, right? I probably would have considered going had I won, but AEW was a lot of fun. I got a Toni Storm video with her coming out dressed like Mariah May, and my God, that shit got so much engagement.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna address whoever this is in the fucking chat. But
I don't even want to know.
yeah, it got so much engagement, that Toni Storm video. I'm talking on Instagram and Twitter, like almost 40,000 views each. Just people, the amount of motherfuckers bookmarking and saving that video. But I mean,
You got a lot of creepos out there.
I ain't gonna lie, Tony was fine dressed like Mariah May.
Yeah. Even though it was a bad weave, it looked a lot like Mariah. But it was a bad weave on purpose because she's making fun of her, of course. But yeah, she pulled it off.
It did look like her until she walked up the steps and like got up the ring and you saw how short she was. You're like, yeah, that ain't Mariah. I mean, Mariah was already out there. We knew it wasn't her, but that was fun. The Hurt Syndicate, whoo, they are over.
We hurt people.
Yeah, them boys are over. I know when we do our power rankings, we got to do last Tuesday through this Tuesday, even though we're kind of recording a couple days late. But as far as last week goes, like it was just a fun show. Osprey was there, Omega was there. We definitely weren't expecting Omega. Didn't get any Megan Bain. Oh, really, the only women's match we got there was Toni Storm and Queen Aminata, who fucking the abs on that woman in person.
Yeah, she's a specimen, and she could go in the ring. Yeah, they've been like, as far as Dynamites and Collisions, both shows have been good lately. Maybe because they had to cut Rampage, you know. Maybe that was, you know, now they're tightening the shows up because past 2-3 weeks, Collision and Dynamite have been good. Yesterday's show was good. The one you were at was really good. So hopefully they keep the momentum going into this Grand Slam weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited for Grand Slam. AEW's, they got a couple dumbass things going on, like the Death Riders and Edge and shit like that, but their undercard, man, is really good now. You got Megan Bain kicking ass and starting shit with Statlander and Thunder Rosa. The whole thing with Mercedes and Harley Cameron, I'm into. The tag team championships, I'm into. You got
they did a pivot, even though I would have liked to see a payoff on Dynamite, but I'm not bad at the pivot with MJF and Hangman. That's like, now I'm starting to take MJF more seriously. I'm like, all right, I could get into this. Whatever the fuck they were doing with Jeff Jarrett was not it.
How'd they go from Jeff Jarrett to Dustin Rhodes? Like, what did I miss there? Did Jeff Jarrett get hurt?
Dustin Rhodes was sticking up for Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. He was like, you don't talk shit about people I bled with and this, that. So maybe that was their way of pivoting and not going back to the Jeff Jarrett shit. Like I said, usually stuff like that annoys me, but it was Jeff Jarrett, so whatever.
Yeah. One last thing about, you know, the Dynamite tape, and I've said this before. If AEW comes to your town, go see them. They are really good in person. The shit you see on TV is not the shit that happens. I mean, it's the same thing, but just the vibe is way better. Like, you don't have the negativity of Twitter and all that, and you're just in there watching, and it's people cheering for it. The wrestling's really good. Tony Khan comes out and lies to you and tells you you're the best wrestler in town. And with these smaller arenas, the drinks are way better.
And tickets overall are a lot cheaper than WWE.
Yeah, cheaper than WWE, but they're not like, We got front row when we were in Athens, and they were like less than $100. To sit where we were here was well over $100, and it would have been like $3 to sit front row before fees. So I guess Dynamite's more important than Collision.
Yeah, Saturday night is hard to sell, but they're doing what pretty solid, I guess, because the Collision crowds have been pretty loud lately. So it is what it is.
Let's get into it, EJ. Let's talk some news that went down this week. Your boy Solo Sikoa came back on Friday.
Yes,
Where in the fuck is this guy? He's back fighting Cody?
I have no clue. And they've been doing this a lot more lately. Like when the match is over, something will happen at the end of the show. They did that with New Day. Who did New Day attack this now? When they
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, and they did it this past Friday on SmackDown. Like, I was kind of confused because, they ended the story with him losing the tribal chief, the Ulafala, to Roman. And I was kind of confused on where he would go next, and he kind of just dipped off and didn't say anything. Now he pops back up with Cody. Like, are they going to try to squeeze in a title defense in between now and Mania at the Chamber? I have no clue what they're going to do now. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued, but I'm like, we know he's not going to beat Cody, so I don't know.
This has nothing to do with Solo, but I'm very and this will tie into what happened on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso picked Gunther to, go for the world title, which we all kind of knew that was coming. But Monday, I was just like, I wouldn't be mad if he picked Cody. Like, that'd be such a good way to go that people wouldn't see coming. But now it's like, I don't really want to see Punk versus Cody. I definitely don't want to see Cena versus Cody.
Now, I haven't read any dirt sheets or anything, but what if they went Cena, Logan Paul, something happens in the Elimination Chamber where Logan Paul's an asshole? What if they had like some jumbled up mess where it ends up being like a fatal four-way at Mania, Roman, Seth, Punk, Cody?
That right there would just tell you all you need to know, that Cody's not that guy. He can't do a one-on-one match for the world title without Roman.
I mean, he can, but I don't for me, I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't make sense. A triple threat match at Mania, like, if that's Punk's favor, I need to be in this match, and it's probably not gonna be the main event. That doesn't make sense. Triple threat matches don't make sense unless it's for a title or for number one contendership or for like a spot in another match. It doesn't make sense for just a triple threat match just for the sake of it.
I mean, I know we're all over the place, but I feel like Jey Uso and Gunther should main event if Jey Uso is going to win one of the nights.
I think it might, especially depending on what happens in the cage. I think it probably will. Now, what night of the main events? I don't know. The thing about it is, now do you have the WWE champion main event one of the nights, or one of the women's champions main event the other night? That being the Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte.
I mean, right now, Jey and Gunther are the only one, they're the only official match. So they're the only ones that actually have a story. You would have to, whoever's going up against Cody, whoever Charlotte chooses, they're going to have to make a hell of a story to bump Jey and Gunther out of a main event spot for either night. I feel like if they main evented Saturday, it would be better just because you kind of don't know who can win. If they main event Sunday, Jay's winning. Like, ain't no way they're not going to have Jay win on Sunday night's main event. So I would put them on Saturday just, because you could piss people off on Saturday, but they already got the tickets for Sunday, so they're coming back regardless. You can send them home happy in another match.
Yeah, I think Saturday would be the safe bet. And what if Charlotte main event is Sunday?
Why the fuck would Charlotte main event Sunday?
Because it's no guarantee that the Chamber winner is going to be main event in the Chamber.
But why would Charlotte main event Sunday? She's
a World Rumble winner.
She hadn't been in wrestling in fucking a year and a half. She can just come back and main event night 2 of WrestleMania.
Charlotte Flair does whatever she wants to do.
You about to make me throw up just now.
That's your girl. Didn't you predict her winning the Rumble?
No, I didn't. I predicted Becky. I won money on Charlotte winning.
Yeah. I picked Nia, but I said it's probably gonna be Charlotte that wins. And lo and behold, it happened. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good thing that we don't know what they're gonna do with Cody, but then it's like, all right, I gotta see something kind of, bubbling up and starting to see something for him, because it's almost halfway through February and March, and then even though Mania is halfway through April this year, but still, kind of got to get the ball rolling on what's going to happen. I guess, the Chamber's going to be a big indication. But when is the Chamber again?
I believe it's 2 weeks from this weekend.
It's in February, though, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just got to see.
Maybe it's a week from Saturday.
Oh, damn. That's coming up really fast if it's that quickly.
I think it is, because I'll be in Japan.
Oh, dang. And have serious jet lag. You're gonna be all out of whack when you.
I ain't gonna watch Elimination Chamber while I'm in Japan unless I just can't sleep.
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna be. I don't imagine you watching any type of wrestling when you're over there.
Actually, I think it's the Saturday that I get back. Isn't it like the 27th?
It's in March.
Oh,
it's on
damn.
The first. Yep, it's on the first. So that's crazy, man. How they shifted the schedule, because back in the day when it's March, you're like, all right, this is when Mania happens. Mania used to happen late March, and they pushed it to April, in the mid 2000s, and now it's mid April.
Oh, that is the Saturday that I get back on Friday. I get back on the 28th, so that'll be the day after I get back from Japan. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see Roman's not in the Chamber. You already got Punk, McIntyre,
but it's still TBDs. 2 TBDs left.
Cena. Who's the fourth guy?
You got Cena, Punk, McIntyre, and Logan Paul in there already, and 2 TVs.
Yeah.
One's gonna be Seth, because Finn ain't beating Seth.
They wrote Roman off just so he wouldn't I don't know this, but Seth did that attack on Roman, and he's out indefinitely just so he wouldn't have to lose in the Chamber, because he's not gonna win the Chamber.
So who do you think that last spot goes to then?
LA Knight. AJ Styles?
Maybe. I don't know about that one. Definitely not LA Knight, even though I like LA Knight.
I'm looking at...
Maybe Fatu?
Who's he fight at WrestleMania?
Maybe Solo.
Yeah, who's Solo fight? Fucking shit. Yeah, it's like... They got an embarrassment of riches, man. Normally, you can see WrestleMania shit coming down the pike, but Jay winning the Rumble really did fucking throw a bunch of shit off, didn't it? I love it.
Shook things up.
And I don't fucking want to know. I don't want to know all these months ahead of time. I want to sit here and speculate. It's going to be Cena and Cody, Punk, Roman, and Seth, AJ Styles and Logan Paul.
Well, I know a lot of people are gonna be left off the card this year. It is what it is. But
would you say Solo and Jacob Fatu?
What I don't want to see is I really don't care if it's Cena and Cody. That does nothing for me, really.
I don't think Cena and Cody's a main event. Cena's way past his prime, and Cody's just his title run hadn't been hitting.
You could sell it off of bells and whistles. I mean, like you said, Cena's past his prime, but
it's not going to be a good match.
Not.
Cody's my guy, but he ain't the best wrestler in the world. I don't think Cody could carry John Cena.
You probably can't, but I'm saying they'll just sell the match off of name value. But I'm hoping it doesn't happen. Like I said, I don't think that's necessarily set in stone that Cena's going to win the Chamber.
I'd almost rather see Punk.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like about babyface versus babyface, but I feel like Punk would heat it up a lot more than Cena. Even though
Cena's a
do be talking
babyface,
his shit.
though.
Huh?
Cena is a babyface.
That's what I said. You know how I feel about babyface versus babyface. That's what I want. I really don't want to see either. I don't want to see Cody and Cena or really Punk and Cody. But if I had to choose the lesser of the evil, I would pick Punk, like you said, Punk versus Cody. Because I'm sure Punk would say some ridiculous shit on the mic.
I'd love it if it was Punk versus Cody and Punk still did the main event.
Nah. The only way that would happen is if Dwayne was somehow in the fold.
Ah, fuck it. Let's put Charlotte and Rhea on night 1 and Jay and Gunther night 2.
Now you just contradicting yourself just to be an asshole. You just said, how the hell did Charlotte main event and she just got back?
No. I said how does Charlotte main event night 2? Because that's the bigger of the main events.
And you think Charlotte and Rhea would?
Charlotte and Rhea night 1, Jay and Gunther night 2. I'd love it. And then have fucking Punk and Cody open night 2.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte picks Rhea. As much as I wouldn't mind them having like a third WrestleMania rubber match. But I think she's leaning towards what's her name? Tiffany Stratton. And by the way, I don't really like how they're setting it up. Like, you're the champion. You shouldn't be like, pick me. Like, you should be like, what? You don't deserve to fight me. Like,
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Like, it seems like whiny and like you're lesser than almost.
Rhea did it too. And it's like
Rhea did it too.
It's like they're telling Jay, you better not pick me, I'm gonna beat your ass. Yeah. And the women are like, please pick me. Like, let me main event with you. And Charlotte's just like, yeah, look at you begging. Like, they just always have to make Charlotte seem like she's above everybody else. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah. Did Julia even say anything? She was like, fuck off.
Nah, Julia didn't say shit. Julia was like, fuck it. You want to pick me, bitch. I'll beat your ass. Like,
yeah. I don't know who she's going to pick. Like I said, I think it might be Tiffany, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Rhea. I don't think it's going to be Julia. But like you said, I guess that's the good thing if you really don't know how it's going to go, if it's not too predictable.
I mean, can Charlotte even wrestle as good as she did before she got hurt?
I don't know. That remains to be seen.
If she can, I wouldn't mind seeing her and Tiffany Stratton, as long as Tiffany wins.
See, that's another thing. I think if she does pick Tiffany, they're going to make Charlotte win, just kind of like, this is a young girl moment, Tiffany. Like, you're not quite there yet, but at least we put you in this spot. I think she faces Rhea. I think Rhea wins.
Imagine the slap in the face to the whole women's division that Charlotte's been gone for 2 years. She just walks back in, wins the Royal Rumble, and then wins the title, her first match back on WrestleMania.
But, I mean, we kind of got like a sample. She beat Rhea that COVID WrestleMania, even though it was for the NXT Women's Championship. So I wouldn't put it past them, man.
I mean, she beat Asuka too at WrestleMania.
Yeah, there you go. Because they're probably looking at it like, we don't know how much longer we're going to have Charlotte.
And she beat Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. 1-on-1. She's the first woman to beat Ronda Rousey in a 1-on-1 match at WrestleMania. They just give her whatever.
You have it. There you have it. You're making my case on why she would probably beat Tiffany. But I don't think she would beat Rhea. So I don't know. You know what? I don't really give it. I really don't care about Charlotte match at WrestleMania, to be honest with you.
Exactly why she shouldn't have won. There were so many other people that could have won that Royal Rumble. Like,
yeah. I hate to be mean. She, in her prime, she could go. Like you said, we don't know how she's going to be after this knee injury. She's pushing 40. It is what it is. I don't want to age shame because you still got people at that age that could go. But it's the same old shit with her. Same character. No evolution of the character. And she might be taking a young
she just keeps changing her personal ring gear. That's about it.
Yeah. It's like the little remix of it. It's still like a big ass gown or whatever. I don't know.
Let's talk about her.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, tired of Charlotte also. This past Tuesday, NXT, wasn't a lot of news happening from it, and then all of a sudden, light skinned Thunder walks out there, Ricky Starks, if that's even his name.
They said somebody said it, either commentator or he said it.
He didn't say it. Commentary didn't say it. The crowd chanted his name.
I saw some. What was the name I saw floating around? If they do that, that'd be some bullshit.
WWE did put in a bunch of trademark names, but hopefully he's just Ricky Starks. We talked about it, and I figured he would go to NXT, but damn, it was like he got announced to being not with AEW anymore on Monday. On Tuesday, motherfuckers in NXT. He probably hadn't even signed a contract yet. They were like, we'll work that shit out later. You want to be on TV? He's like, shit, yeah.
That's what I like about wrestling. Like, that was the fun part about the Monday Night Wars, and you don't get it a lot now on the WWE side of things because they have that. They usually release their wrestlers before their contract runs out, and you have the 90-day compete, which kind of like ruins. I know why they do it. Of course, they want to cool the wrestler down, but it seems like on the AEW side of things, Tony usually lets their contract run out, and they don't have a 90-day complete clause. But I heard that he released these 3 wrestlers, and for some reason they don't have non-compete. Is that stupid on Tony's part? It's fun for us fans.
They may have been released 90 days ago and it just came out. Who knows how it went? But I don't know. I don't really care. I like it. Like you said, this was like Scott Hall showing up on fucking Nitro.
Yeah.
Like, who expected Ricky Starks to just come walking through the fucking crowd?
I had a meeting on Tuesday, and then once I was done with that, I had to record Haymaker. But somehow I dodged all spoilers. I was watching, it on delay, and I was like staring on my phone, and all of a sudden I look up. I'm like, what the hell? So it was like a genuine surprise for me. I'm like, it's Ricky.
That's where the fun is.
Yeah.
I hope we can get more of that. It sucks that, especially during WrestleMania season when everybody's just like, we know what the main event's gonna be, and we know who's fighting who, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, why do you have to ruin it? If a motherfucker gets released, I don't want to see that he got released. I want to be watching Monday Night Raw and fucking Kenny Omega walks out there. I want to be watching Dynamite and fucking Becky Lynch walks out there. Like, why are we racing to spoil everything?
Yeah, I think you'll see it with higher caliber wrestlers, because if you're a higher caliber wrestler, they're not going to release you. Your contract is probably going to run up, because we saw it a few years ago with Danielson and Adam Cole. Their contracts ran out. They were at AEW like the next week and just popped up. So you'll see it with higher caliber wrestlers, but it's not going to be that often where their contract just runs up. But like for like the lower mid carders, like you said, they're probably going to get released and you got to wait to 90 days. But yeah, why spoil it? Like, just have it as a surprise. Like you said, it happened on Monday and then he just popped up. So, I mean, it's 2 other wrestlers that got released, and we might see them pop up with Miro and Aleister Black.
Apparently our audio or something's lagging on YouTube, which I don't
really.
Yeah, I don't really know how to fix it. I can't even look at it because I don't have my phone. But hopefully the internet will catch up. The internet's doing well, so anyway. Yeah, I feel like Aleister Black is on his way to WWE because Dominic Mysterio was talking about putting another member in the Judgment Day, and he would fit, like, I wouldn't say perfectly, but he would go well with that group.
Yeah. If I don't know, nobody really knows what Miro. I think he's going through. I don't know. I might be just speculating, but he had a divorce, and they said he was turning down creative. So who knows where he pops up? But out of those 3, whose ceiling you think is the highest?
Probably Ricky Starks.
Really? Why you think that?
Younger, probably hungrier, doesn't have as much baggage, and I just think he's better on the mic than any of them too, which is what you need in WWE.
I think he definitely the most charismatic out of those three. He's not the biggest guy though, and we know Triple H gets down. For some reason, I think Miro might have the high ceiling. Like for some reason, I could see him winning the Raw belt, like maximum if he were to maximize. Because I think Triple H really likes him. Alistair, I just see him as mid Carter, like in that Andrade range. Ricky Starks is interesting. I see him like L.A. Knight, like that type of. I think he can get over on the main roster, but I don't know if they will, strap the rocket on him. Like he be getting over on his own, but it's a little bit of politics backstage because L.A. Knight is still fucking popular, even though it might not be at the heights as it was early last year, but he's still fucking popular. But they just have him just going out there and don't really have any direction for him. So that would be my only worry with Ricky. But like I said, he's got the most charisma out of those three. So I'm excited. And NXT, and I'm gonna say NXT needs bodies too, because their men's division is has a lot of meat that's not on the bone right now as far as
we don't watch NXT for the men's division, bro.
Yeah. Women, that's a different story, but the men's, so Ricky Starks is definitely needed, and maybe they'll even let him take the North American belt off of Tony D'Angelo before he even tries to mix it up with Oba.
As far as Miro goes, man, it depends. Aleister Black too. Do they even want to wrestle? I feel like Miro's done with wrestling.
What was that? You said you think Miro what?
I feel like Miro's done with wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know what his passion is. And I don't know, you can't believe everything they say, backstage about what's going on. But they saying like Aleister Black or Malachi back in AEW, he's like really picky on the stories that he accepted and didn't like to lose a lot. And you go back to WWE, you're gonna be looking up at the lights. So I don't know what is he like, how does he fit in that fold?
I mean, he was losing while he was in WWE. It's not like he was world champion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but that's why they're saying like he was in that trios because he didn't really want to eat pins. But if you're that much of, I don't like to use insider terms, that much of a quote unquote mark for yourself. And what do you think is gonna happen when you go back in WWE? You're gonna have to lose, but at least I guess you get to be with your wife. That's the silver lining.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's probably what he wanted to begin with.
How does that? And then I was gonna ask you, how does that work if he's on Judgment Day and Zelina is on SmackDown? They like to keep couples together.
Look, bro, you want a job or not? That's what I tell him. We got your ass penciled in for the Judgment Day. You want to work here or not? Yeah, but y'all just moved my wife to SmackDown. So what? Now you're a dual income family with no kids.
But you had Zelina on Raw, and if they knew he was coming in, why would you purposely move her on SmackDown? Like that just happened. She just moved to SmackDown.
I don't know. Could be a test.
Maybe y'all ain't well in paradise. I don't know. We saw Charlotte and Andrade. It's just kind of awkward.
Don't be wishing that on them because you like Zelina.
You said it.
Trying to shoot your shot in Vegas.
I'm not trying to put that bad juju out in the world. I don't like to see couples go through it. But if they did, I wouldn't be sad about it.
Moving right along. Let's get the Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week last week. Like I said, we're a couple days behind, so we're going Tuesday to Tuesday. I got mine if you need to think about yours.
No, I got mine, but I knew we had to cover last week's Dynamite, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm only going back as far as SmackDown.
I'm going back to Tuesday night last week.
You going far back.
Got to.
I got my list though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because you went last week, so I go this week. Number 5,
You doing power rankings? We're doing Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week.
Oh shit. That's my bad. I don't know. It's been a long day. Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. Who am I gonna choose for Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week? You know what? I'll go with my guy MVP. He's always looking fly. I don't think I've ever given him love on Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. You know, always coming out with the nice suit on.
Honestly, the whole Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
They was all looking fly last week in Atlanta. Especially Lashley. When Lashley had that green suit on, I'm like, nigga, that big should not be looking like that in a green suit.
I can't remember what they had on last week, but that's MVP last night when he was managing their match. But yeah, like you said, they always come in clean. So
this is unprecedented, EJ. I have a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have a tie because they were dressed damn near the same. They're about the same complexion, but they are not the same body type. 1A, Miss Parker. Jada Parker on NXT. 1B, CEO. Did you see Mercedes come out there talking shit to Harley Cameron? Woo! She always looks like a superstar, though.
I was about to say, you have to jog my memory. What did both of them have on? I can't remember.
Mercedes had on a lot of lace. And Jada Parker was wearing like a backless mini skirt dress type thing. So you make it perverted when you ask me to describe it. You just gotta look it up. Do your own research.
I have to have a description if I end up putting it on TikTok. I put a lot of Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week, so I have to have it.
It was not this past Tuesday, but last Tuesday's NXT for Jada Parker, and last Saturday's Collision for Mercedes.
Okay, Miss Parker. Yeah,
now we can get to our power rankings.
Power rankings. Like I said, you went last week, so I'll go this week. Number 5, I have a returning Alexa Bliss as far as singles match. She qualified for the Elimination Chamber. Who did she beat? I cannot recall. I had it up earlier, but I can't remember. It's on SmackDown. Who did she face? If you can remember.
Dakota Kai, maybe?
Nah, that's SmackDown. Either way, she got the win on this past SmackDown.
My number 5, even though it's Tuesday to Tuesday, debuting on Tuesday, we just got into talking about him, Ricky Starks. First time we've had a fucking internet meltdown on a debut like that because we did not see it coming.
Indeed, we did not see it coming.
My number 4 also qualified for the women's Money in the Bank, Bayley. Big win over the Intercontinental Women's Champion.
I'm glad you remind me of that because she's been doing double duty recently. She qualified for the Elimination Chamber and she's been on NXT. It's they got Vengeance Day this weekend, so we gotta talk about that too. I forgot about Vengeance Day.
Yeah, we'll have to predict that before we get out of here.
Yeah, so let's shout out to Bayley. That was funny. Roxy came out dressed up as old school Bayley. And Bayley put paws on her. They didn't like that shit.
Bayley called her a stupid idiot. No, she called her an ugly idiot.
Yeah, she called her an ugly idiot. So I found that to be funny. I go to my number 4, and actually, before I get to my number 4, because I don't want to be disrespectful, Alexa Bliss beat Candice LeRae on SmackDown. So, but back to my number 4. My number 4 in my power rankings are, we criticize this team, but, it's been, slightly better. I like how they got their briefcase stolen on Wednesday. For some reason, Cope didn't want to open it backstage for some reason because they found out what was in it. But I got the Death Riders at number 4, defending the Trios Championship against the Undisputed Kingdom. My number 3, another qualifier for the Elimination Chamber. You beat your boy Rey Mysterio in the main event of Raw. I got Logan Paul. Like we always said before, man, the kid can go. Like, it might be annoying as far as his online presence to some people, but can't deny the kid is talented. So that's my number 3.
My number 3, Drew McIntyre. What a finish on SmackDown. Your boy was hitting the fucking, what's he call his move, LA Knight? The BFG?
The B. Nah, it's the BF something. That's close enough though.
Yeah, he was in the middle of hitting that and caught a boot to the back of the head. Motherfucking Claymore at the same time. That was creative as hell. I got Drew Mac.
BFT.
Blunt First Trauma.
Yeah.
My number 2, they hurt people. Defended their tag team titles last night on Dynamite in dominant fashion. It's just something about watching them two big motherfuckers just beat the shit out of people in AEW. It's just so much fun.
So I have a few things to talk about in a second, and another tie-in with another story. So, you know, we'll get to that in a second. So that was your number 2, the Hurt Syndicate. My number, I'm on my number 2 or 3 or 2. I just had it up. Let me pull it back up. My number 2, hell of a match on Raw. Somebody caught some live rounds in there too. Your girl Liv. I got Damage Control at number 2. Big win over Liv and Raquel Gonzalez. And lo and behold, Io Sky is your number 1 contender out of nowhere. But it was a fun match. Hard hitting. Alexa Bliss was leaking. So
that was Liv Morgan.
2. I said Alexa Bliss. I meant Liv Morgan. You see me mixing them up, man.
Already.
Yeah, I don't know if did you enjoy that, man?
I just love watching Io Sky wrestle. She is just so fucking like smooth. I don't know who I would compare her to in the men's division, but she's just like, it's like she's gliding when everybody else is like running. She's just like fucking floating to where she needs to be. And the way she does her little springboard, she hops on the bottom rope first and gets up. It's just fucking effortless, man. She's just fucking dope. It was a great match.
My number, yeah. And I was thinking that Io would get like a last shot in the chamber, like, you know, double back. But I guess now she's getting her title shot. I would have loved to see her face the other champion at Mania, but I guess they're going in a different direction. Who it is? That's how I have even more question marks. Like we don't know about the men's chamber winner. I really don't know who's going to win the women. Maybe Bianca. I don't know.
Depends on who Charlotte picks. Charlotte's got to make her decision pretty soon, right?
Yeah. And then if they do go, like if Bianca does win the chamber, is that saying something that Jade might not be ready then? I don't know. Because that seemed like it would make sense at Mania. But, you know, what if they pivot Jade and Naomi? Like you say, they could have more non-title women matches. I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be Liv and Raquel against Bianca and Naomi at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can see them doing that. So, I know we got a few weeks before we predict the chamber. Like, if you had to, you know, who'd be like your final 2 in the Elimination Chamber if you had to choose right now?
Shit, I can't even call it.
See? It's going to be a lot of things that happen over the next few weeks, but we'll see. That brings me to my number 1. It was your number 2. I got the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. Representing the shirt. Yeah, like you said, they just whooped ass. I actually want to get to your number 1 pick before I go what my gripe was going on with that.
My number 1 pick is Timeless Toni Storm. Not only did she get a big win over Queen Aminata in front of Mariah May, she broke the fucking internet.
Yeah, she did. People were really into her dressing up as Mariah May. So I'm ready and excited for Grand Slam this weekend. I'm just kind of curious where they go with, because I had a feeling Tony's gonna win. Spoiler alert, I'm picking that match, but curious to see what they do with her, because it was kind of like a breath of fresh air that she kind of switched it up, went back to Rocker, now she's back to Timeless. She's creative though, so I think it won't get stale. It'll be her fourth reign. Gee, she's the Charlotte of AEW, is she? She's way more entertaining.
I was about to say, yeah, only her title reigns actually matter.
So, but back to the Hurt Syndicate. So, we talked about this a couple weeks ago with a different wrestler, and how this bothered you, and it's kind of bothered me with the Hurt Syndicate going into this title defense. We talked about Mercedes versus Yuka, how they just kind of just popped up and just made that match, and we know Yuka wasn't gonna win. Like, they brought our boys the Guns back last week, the show you were at, and they're like, next week we get a title shot. We know damn well it's gonna get their ass beat by the Syndicate. Like, why not? Because the fans are pretty into the Guns. Why not have them win a few weeks, and then, like, even though they're still probably not gonna win, but make it a little bit more believable, have them get some wins first.
I hear what you're saying, but I also feel like the Guns are former tag team champions. They came out on Dynamite, so it was at least a week in between instead of Collision, which fucking nobody watches. And they were actually formidable, and we know them. Like, we know the story of the Guns. We don't know shit about Yuka. I think that was the difference for me, at least, is it was a contender in the main event that I had no idea who she was, what her story was, why she was fighting Mercedes. At least this one I recognized everybody in the match. But I hear what you're saying. They did just kind of walk out. But, I mean, I don't see anybody, like, getting in line to step up to the Hurt Syndicate.
You got some teams that are kind of forming now. You got the Hounds of Hell. I'm sure the Bucks will be back soon. I can't.
They don't want them problems.
I want to just see them get their asses beat.
Bucks don't. Hilarious. The Bucks don't want them problems.
And you got some, like, factions that have tag teams within it. So, and then who is it? Ryan Cage, the murder cages, I think they call themselves. They're gonna get that work. It's gonna be big meaty men slapping meat.
That's gonna be an ass whooping.
So, but that also brings me to the WWE releases. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. So, Authors of Pain got released. Paul Ellering got released. Sonya Deville got released. Blair Davenport, your girl. Also known as Bea Priestley. Your other girl, Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Giovanni Vinci, Good Brothers, and Elektra Lopez. And where the Titan goes in, Cedric Alexander. That seems like a home run hit to just bring him on to the Syndicate. Come on home, man.
I don't feel like he fit in the Hurt business when he was there.
I feel like that's a slam dunk, even though, you know, his wife and Tony had some words for each other a couple years ago. I
don't know. Even when he was in the Hurt business in WWE, I just didn't feel like he fit in.
Really? I thought it was like, I like the way how they brought him in, because they just whooped his ass in the beginning, and then he just, you know, conformed finally, and they brought him all in. I like him and Cedric as champions. I mean,
I like Shelton and Bobby better as champs.
So you and like you can have the trios MVP wrestle. He wrestled in AEW, and then have Bobby's world champion.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I don't know. I'm sitting here shitting on it now, but when it happens, I'll probably be excited.
So, yeah, we got until May if it does happen. But out of those other releases, I guess you're most disappointed in the one you already said. Isla Dawn, I guess, is the one you're most disappointed in.
Yeah, I felt like her and the other goth girl, like they were all right. They had won the titles when they were over in Wales. They had a good little 2-3 month run. I don't know. Hopefully she keeps wrestling.
They didn't release Alba Fire, so
right.
I'm curious what they do with her.
Yeah, how you gonna release my tag team partner? What the fuck?
She's probably worried about that. Electra Lopez, you kind of see that coming. She wasn't really doing anything.
She was just on
brother-
SmackDown.
Yeah, but she wasn't wrestling. She was just.
She's the
tagging along
manager.
with
She runs around with Rico Suave.
Santos. Yeah.
Santos Escobar. That's my guy.
They kind of just buried Giovanni once he got kicked out of Imperium as a joke. Sonya, that was kind of interesting because she's like the leader of a faction, and they're like, bye.
Faction ain't working.
Yeah, it was whack. But Bea Priestley, like I think AEW, they don't need to hire any more male wrestlers. Like you got your guys you could go with. Like they'll probably just get buried. But I think it's room to add more women. Like you got Tegan Knox out there. You got Indy. Definitely, it seemed like Bea getting paired back with Jamie would be like a slam dunk. And I've been clamoring like, as much as we don't like them having all these fucking belts, like make a women's tag team division. Like I think that would slap.
They got to make room for more than one women's segment on the show, though.
They were doing it for a while, and like in the most recent weeks, they've been kind of going back down to one. Collision definitely has more women.
Well, they did it. They did it this past Dynamite because Megan Bayne beat whoever she squashed, and then ran up. Her and Statlander kind of squared off in the aisleway before Statlander and Penelope Ford wrestled.
Yeah. Wow. Well, how would you feel if they added a third hour to Dynamite and had more women wrestling?
No.
I mean,
No.
You got 3 hours of SmackDown.
Not just for the time being, though. And who the fuck is home on Friday? Everybody watch SmackDown on delay.
Yeah, exactly why. You're home on a Wednesday. You ain't got shit else to do.
Yes, I do. It's hump day.
Yeah. Not literally hump day.
Every Wednesday. Well, 3 out of 4 Wednesdays.
Well, maybe you have it. But not all of us are lucky like you. I mean, more women's wrestling, I wouldn't be mad at it if you.
Plenty of women's wrestling going on every 3 out of 4 Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Teaching her how to fucking counter a hammerlock like Triple H and Trish Stratus back in the day.
I see what you did. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I think they should definitely pick up Blair Davenport, Bea Priestley. She was didn't she do a cup of coffee there?
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we have to wait because of the 90-day clause, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I guess we're about to do Grand Slam and get the hell up out of here.
And we got to run through Vengeance Day.
Oh, damn. Those are both on Saturday?
Yeah, but Grand Slam ain't going to be till like, who knows, like probably like 11 your time because it doesn't have a set time. It's just as soon as the slam dunk contest is over. So I'm guessing.
Is it pre-recorded?
Yeah, because it's in Australia. I think it's going to happen 5 o'clock their time.
Damn.
So,
well,
yeah.
I won't watch it until Sunday morning anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, so Vengeance Day is going to be earlier in the day. And technically, I guess they're both on the 15th as far as these pages say, but I think it's going to be the 16th in Australia when they record it. I think. I don't know. They might know, because I think they're just going to film it earlier on the 15th. So, like you said, it's tape delay. So they both, but we'll be watching Vengeance earlier in the day than Grand Slam goes. So I guess we can run through Vengeance Day really quickly.
That'll work.
They got 6 matches, which is a lot for NXT. Usually you only see like 4 or 5 on their cards, but I'll start from the bottom and make my way to the top. They got Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe in the strap match.
Trick Willie.
Yeah, I'm going to Trick too. I still don't really understand Eddie Thorpe's character, but I guess shout out to him for being a significant other of Dakota Kai.
What?
He has that. Yeah. They've been together for a while, man. I've said it on the show before too. You surprised every time I say it. Like, boy, you got the juice like that?
You know, you want to talk about juice for a second? Joey Janela.
Yeah, he stays with, because he had Penelope, then he have
Brandy Lauren.
then he have wasn't he with the girl Zach once is with? Gigi?
I don't know
know
about
Dar-
that.
that
No, he
Darby.
was with Brandy Lauren. They all kind of run together.
I don't know who that is.
She was kind of a wrestler, and she still does indie shit. She was in AEW for a minute. No, I'm sorry. She was in NXT for a minute. She was one of the chicks that was in the hot tub with Damian Priest back in the day. And Janela like got on the internet and was like, she's still coming home to me. And now he's got Megan Bain, this fucking guy.
He's got something, man. Whatever it is, he needs to ball it up and sell it to some of these neckbeards.
Right, sell it to me. Shit.
You're taking, man. You don't need that juice. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. I see this dude backstage with Josh Briggs. I still don't really know who he is.
I feel like betting against Fraxium is like betting against Roman. These motherfuckers don't ever lose the belts.
Yeah, these boys don't lose. And when they did, they got it back the next week. Yeah, I'm going Fraxium.
Yep.
This one should be interesting. Like, I wasn't all like I wasn't enthusiastic about this angle, but he's back. Cause I don't like when you have like fake injuries and then you got to play around that. Cause clearly his jaw ain't broke, but you got Javon Evans versus Ethan Page in just a singles match.
I got Ethan Page.
Oh, really? Man, I kind of want to pick Javon. I think Ethan Page is gonna win, but I'm going with our boy Javon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
He got his jaw broken, and you gonna get beat, and you gonna get pinned. He got to get some type of get back. We saw him running around that WrestleCade, even though he wasn't supposed to be there.
That's why we don't talk about it. We get that boy in trouble. So I'd be like, I heard you was on WrestleCade listening to Boot to the Face the other day. Like, what the fuck is Boot to the Face?
We got a fatal four-way. It was a triple threat until this past Tuesday. We got Julia, your champion, defending against Bailey, Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade.
I got Julia.
I have Julia as well. Who takes the pin?
Cora.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why they put her in it. What if I could see Bailey taking the pin for some reason?
Yeah, I could too. Using Bailey to get Julia over even more.
But you can't do that to Bailey going into the chamber. You could, but everyone wouldn't hurt her. But I can see them doing it. I'm gonna go with Cora Jade take the pin too, though. Your girl Fallon Henley defending the NXT Women's North American Championship against Stephanie McCure. Give me Stephanie McCure as your new NXT Women's North American Champion.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I've heard, like, I don't know what, because I don't read dirt sheets. I just hear shit on like podcasts and stuff. Maybe on Facebook I see some things on fan pages, but they're saying that some of the releases might happen to be making way for people for NXT call-ups. You see, like, maybe Fallon, or I think it's got to be Roxanne, of course, but maybe like a Fallon going up too.
As much as I love all the women in NXT, I don't think a lot of them are ready yet.
You don't think a Fallon would be ready?
I don't think Fallon's ready yet for the big stage.
Even though you got a Maxine Dupree up there on Raw running around?
Yeah, she's got her niche, though. Like, Fallon's an actual wrestler. Maxine's just kind of like a good time, like, sideshow type thing, her and Otis.
You think anybody besides Roxanne is ready?
I think Stephanie and Julia are ready.
Yeah, but
Jordan Grace.
They don't even know where she's at, like, officially.
She's in NXT.
Yeah, well, we know we're going to see her at least until the summer in NXT. Yeah. Like you said, maybe a lot of them do need some seasoning. Like, and some of them might be ready, but, like, if you're going to bring them up, I don't want them to not have, like, any direction for them. So, yeah, I'm with you. Like, if you don't have anything for them to do on the main roster, keep them down there. Because we just saw what happened with, Bea Priestley. Like, they didn't really have any. They called her up and they didn't really have anything.
Yeah, Indy Hartwell, too. She was the fucking NXT champion when they called her up. They never used her and released her a year later.
Yeah, tragic. But it is what it is. But main event, triple threat match for the NXT Championship. You got Obafemi versus Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller. I mean,
Oba.
yeah, by murder, he run through these guys. I mean, I guess it's a good way if they're not really doing anything, Austin and Grayson, to get some reps. But, they moved into Raw for a reason, I guess, to boost that tag team division. Because I think SmackDown's tag team division is much better than Raw's. But, like, I don't want to go too much off on a tangent, but, like, I feel like we still got to see how it plays out. But, like, they had such a good turn with the New Day, and now they kind of, like, make them, like, comedy guys. Like, you could have made them, like, it's some badasses that just kicked ass.
I mean, they beat the shit out of Rey Mysterio Monday.
Yeah, when the show was going on.
Yeah, and they kept whooping his ass and posted it all over social media.
Oh yeah, I gotta look at that. Well, maybe this is where they're like, all right, we're done with the, the family shit, and we're gonna actually, like, I'm sorry, the Viking Raiders, they could go, but I don't really care. Get the New Day little belts and let them cook. So that does it for Vengeance Day. We also got Grand Slam on Saturday, and hey, by surprise, Grand Slam got less matches than Vengeance Day.
Yeah, only 5, right?
Yeah, and it's not like we have another show where Tony likes to do the last minute shit, because the next show is Grand Slam. So
I believe the women are going to main event too.
Yeah, you have to.
You can bookend it with Australian women. Have Mercedes and Harley open and close with Tony and Mariah.
Well, that's how it's listed on here, but I'm looking on Wikipedia, so hopefully that's how it plays out. So, yeah, so let's go through it real quick. Mercedes Renee, the champion, versus Holly Cameron. This is a Aussie heavy show. It's a lot of Aussie representation on this show.
Feel the wrath.
You're picking Harley to win.
No, I'm not picking Harley.
Oh, I thought you were going to say upset.
It's just my girl. Whenever I hear her name, I just fucking feel the wrath.
I think Harley eventually should get that TBS championship.
I think if this was a pay-per-view, I'd be more liable to pick her. But they can't do a surprise championship turn that, like, will turn their division upside down on a show that we don't even fucking know what time it starts.
Yeah, you can't do that. There's too many spoilers that would leak out. But, back in the day, that's how they got more eyes on Mick Foley. It was pre-taped. And, a title change that happened, you might tune in. But, yeah, I don't see it happening. I got Mercedes as well. Fun fact, did you know, I didn't know this until, like, maybe a week or so ago. I didn't know Harley Cameron, like, did a little stint in WWE.
No, I didn't know that either.
If you go back, I'll send it to you. I'll post it in Discord. She's got, like, a Halloween video with her, what's the green hair girl with the tank?
Shotzi?
I always forget her Shotzi's name. It's her, Shotzi, and what's Karen Cross's
Scarlett
wife.
Bordeaux.
Yeah, Scarlett Bordeaux. It's all three of them in a video, and it's on WWE's website. I'm like, I don't remember this at all. It's like from 3 years ago, but yeah, I'll send that after the show. But moving on.
The best thing that happened to Harley Cameron was Saraya getting hurt and taking time off.
Yeah, and then when she comes back, you can have a story with them, have them feud against each other.
Maybe that's who costs her the title tomorrow night or Saturday night.
Yeah, you know how salty she is. She could be all jealous and off of her shine. So
Newly single Saraya.
What's that?
Newly single Saraya.
Oh, they broke up with her. Is it Rockstar? Everybody breaking up. Something in the air, but
should be a WrestleCon. EJ, just saying. shoot.
Oh man. Yeah, it's just interesting how far Harley Cameron's come. Because I remember when she was on QTV, I'm like, who's this loud ass girl with them things hanging out?
She was always funny though.
Yeah.
Like you first noticed what she looks like. But then you like listen to her, and she's always fucking hilarious. That shit she was doing when she was with Saraya, like getting everybody's name wrong and all the puns and shit she was doing, like she's always been entertaining.
Yeah. Like I said, when she started on QTD, I didn't know she even wrestled like that. I thought she was like an extra, but talent always shines through, and she's over, man. But getting into this next one, we got Jay White, another Aussie, and Cope versus the Death Riders with Marina Shafir. I'm gonna go with Cope and Jay White because Cope ain't winning at Revolution.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jay White and Copeland also.
I mean, Claudio definitely eating the pin. This should be a fun one. More Aussies. We got Kazuchika Okada versus Buddy Matthews for the AEW Continental Championship.
I'm gonna go with Buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a pop, but Okada's had that belt for like a year almost now. But I'm gonna go with Okada. I wouldn't be mad at Buddy winning though. Next up, this should be a fun one too. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega versus the Don Callis family, which is consisting of Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita.
Have we had the new member of the Callis family yet? Since they were sitting at the table and he was like, "Who said there's only 5 of us?"
It's Mark Davis of Aussie Open.
Oh, that fucking guy! I was there when that happened.
Yeah, that's him.
I went and got fries when he came out. That's no lie. I literally was like, "Fuck this!" I went and got some French fries. Even though it was Will Ospreay, it's like I'm not watching this guy wrestle. I'm gonna go with the Callis family.
I'm gonna go with Ospreay and Omega. I don't know who takes the pin. They really high on Fletcher. You might be right, but I'm still gonna stick with Ospreay and Omega. And then, which is hopefully the main event, Ryan May versus Timeless Storm with Luther back on her side. For those listening, Rucker's doing the Tony Storm pose. I'm
going with Timeless Tony Storm. Unless Luther turns. God damn it. You did just say Luther, didn't you? This
That's
fucking
too
guy.
I don't think Luther is that heartless, but that could happen. I'm going with Tony as well.
Yeah, I'm going with Tony.
Four-time champion.
They can't have both Australian women lose. It depends on what happens with Cameron. If Harley Cameron wins, Tony's taking the L.
Yeah. But I don't think Harley's winning. They could still build her up.
I don't think Tony Khan's got the balls to have both of them lose in their hometown.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's gonna be some. Now that you mention that, so I'm gonna say they can't have all the Aussies lose. I picked Buddy to lose, but I picked Jay White to win. So you got Jay White and Tony. So those are my Aussies that I think are gonna win. And that brings us to the end of our predictions of Grand Slam, a weekend full of wrestling between AEW and NXT.
That brings us to the end of the show. Also, EJ, you got anything you want to say if we get up out of here?
Nah, man. Just shout out to everybody that's supporting us. Make sure you subscribe if you're not to YouTube already. We need to run those numbers up. And yeah, a little bit late for the show, but better late than never. We should be back at the regular time next week, shouldn't we?
Yeah, and then we'll have a week we're off because I'll be in Japan.
Yes, sir.
And then after that, it's full speed ahead to WrestleMania, where your boys will be out there bringing you all kind of stories from WrestleMania. I go out Wednesday night, and I don't come home until Monday night.
You're more fortunate than me. I'm not going to get there till Friday, but I'll be there Friday morning.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I don't end up poor and broke.
Vegas will do that to you.
Yeah. But yeah, look forward to all the WrestleMania coverage we're about to have coming up. Grand Slams this weekend. NXT Deadline, right? Is that what it was?
Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day. I was about to say Stand and Deliver. Which is, that's the WrestleMania show, isn't it? Those tickets are about to go on sale soon.
Yeah, they're probably gonna have that at T-Mobile. I went to Stand and Deliver in Philly, so I might as well go to this one because it's not gonna be first time. It's not gonna be an ROH show in town. So, yeah, NXT.
But looking forward to all that. Like EJ said, please like and subscribe here on YouTube. Check us out on audio if you don't do the video stuff. And until next week, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Peace.